I'm feeling quite happy today because I came out to make a video of a plant, and I've come into this field and I've ended up surrounded by meadowsweet, and you can see here the meadowsweet flower, and if you look around you can literally see all around me. It's prolific, it's amazing, there's so much of it here, and it really is a meadow full of meadowsweet. And it's called meadowsweet because it grows in meadows and it smells so sweet. And if you know this plant and you walk through, you'll identify it by these amazingly fluffy flowers. They're beautiful, they feel fluffy, and they have a smell that originally people would take meadowsweet and they would strew it on their bed chambers, around the bed chambers, you know, back in the day when we weren't as hygienic as we are now and it was a bit smelly. So meadowsweet would kind of take the smell away, you know. Certain plants were used for that. So Meadowsweet as Filipendula ulmaria, that's the Latin name. It's a highly useful plant for us to know, but also just gorgeous, you know, it's really, really gorgeous. I mean, look at that. Wow. I've got my shades on today because it's summer, it's July, and it's really, it's bright, so I get quite sensitive to the light. So I'm feeling summery, and it smells summery. I just thought I'd tell you a little bit about the plant. I have made a video about this plant before, but I just thought it was so gorgeous and such an amazing amount of it. Look at that. Wow. I would just say a little bit something about this plant, why you might want to use it. So if you're out and about in July now, this is, you know, the flowers here, you see they're fluffy, they smell beautiful, and they're growing on these long stems. You can see behind me now, long stems. They grow over a metre tall, and I will just pick off one leaf to show you. So this is the leaf of meadowsweet, and you can see their leaves are growing up the stem. Little leaflets here alternately at the stem, and they're sort of they've sort of got a serrated edge. They've got a darker green colour to them. They smell lovely and they smell fresh, and if you were to take a little bite of the meadowsweet, so you just take a little bit on your mouth, chew it, they taste quite fresh, so they're a bit like cucumber, I think. They taste cleansing to the body, and this is what meadowsweet is doing really. It's cleansing out, it's anti-inflammatory, so you can work with the flowers and you can eat the leaves, put the leaves in a tea and put the flowers in a tea and just drink these as a hot infusion. And basically what that's doing is it's a painkiller, and it decreases inflammation, so it's really good for stomach issues if you have stomach problems, stomach irritation. And what it does, it helps to work with the body as a whole. So aspirin was originally synthesized from the salicylic acid. That's quite a mouthful, isn't it? That was contained within this plant. So that was back in the 1800s. So pharmacists at the time were experimenting with plants and developing their pharmaceuticals. So this is where our pharmaceuticals come from originally, is the plant world. But this, like aspirin, does not cause stomach irritation. You can take it, and the plant contains other elements that will synergize with your body systems. So it's a nice way to use it. I'm picking this now, and I'm drying the flowers. They dry really nicely. Don't wash them, just gather them, tap out the bugs, because like elderflower, there's a lot of bugs that end up in meadowsweet. Tap them out and then put them into brown paper bags and dry. You can wash the leaves maybe. So take these leaves and just wash them out. Let them dry first, put them overnight, maybe on a chopping board, let them dry, and put them into a brown paper bag. That's how I dry mine, and I dry them like that. And then you come out and you can use them in tea like that, or potentially you could crumble them up and put them in those little infusible type things you get from the shop, or in a teapot. So meadowsweet is fragrant, I find it calming. She's called Lady of the Meadows, and you can see why, she's so lovely. And you can basically just take this tea throughout the winter, good painkiller. But I find a very calming tea to take before bed, for example. It's very nurturing. And in the winter time when the plants have gone away, it's a really lovely way to keep connected to the meadows and the spirit of nature. So yeah, go out and be in a field of meadowsweet or meadowsweet. It's very, very nurturing for your heart and your spirit.